Hey guys, it's Lauren here. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything having to do with psychology, manifesting, and the law of attraction. Today I have a really interesting topic for you guys. It's all about why you can't manifest your specific person, love, or a relationship. And I really think you're going to be surprised about the things that I'm going to talk about in this video. It's definitely not stuff that you've heard on other channels. You're going to really see my psychology background kind of shine through, and I try to really bridge that gap between psychology and manifesting. That being said, guys, I want to ask you, have you been having a very hard time manifesting love or specific person or relationships, and you're really just wondering, why does this keep coming about? You're doing all the techniques, you're doing everything that they said that you should be doing, and yet it's not coming to be. Well, I'm going to put a different spin on it today. I'm going to be actually breaking down for you guys the 5 different behaviors that I see people taking on a regular basis that is blocking their manifestation. So I want you guys to sit closely with a pen and just kind of write down if any of these 5 relate to you. If you find that they relate to you, I'm going to explain later on how this is affecting your manifesting abilities and why it's important to deal with those 5 behaviors to begin with. Behavior number 1, you tend to be extremely anxious or stressed individual and get very anxious within relationships. If someone doesn't text you back or call you right away, you tend to think the worst. You think people are constantly rejecting you. You think that nothing ever works out in love for you, and you have a lot of anxiety about this idea overall. Number 2, you tend to not have good emotional self-control, meaning you react very easily and quickly to the things around you, the things that other people say to you. If something seems just a little bit out of order for that which you want to come to pass, you kind of totally freak out about it. If that's you, please mark that down. Number 3, you practice a lot of negative self-talk and a lot of negative things having to do with yourself and your value. You may do this outside in the world, like behaviorally, or you might be constantly just thinking about this internally. But either way, your behaviors are reflecting this self-talk. Number 4 is that you have very weak boundaries in relationships, or sometimes no boundaries at all. If you find that this is you, this could cause very big problems in manifesting in general. Number 5, you have a very strong fear of abandonment, and you make a lot of decisions based on this fear. Great. So that being said, guys, I want to really go into depth about these 5 and how it's affecting manifesting, because manifesting is not magic. This is a real universal law that is affecting you and everything around you. And the concept of law of attraction and manifesting is that what you are in the deepest sense at your core is what's being reflected around you. And when you take these behaviors, we are getting an idea of how you think. And those thoughts are a reflection of how you see yourself, which then creates a feedback loop and a spiral, and you tend to see things over and over and over again in your world, and it seems like an unbreakable pattern. So let's see how these things actually affect manifesting. So number 1, when you are highly anxious, you cannot practice patience. So if you're always worried about what's happening, you're worried that someone's going to reject you or walk away, and you react to the smallest things, well, you are actually digging up all the seeds that you are planting constantly. You're constantly looking outside for reassurance and affirmation that these things are going to happen, right? So you're constantly using this anxiety to push energetically that thing away from you. And patience is pivotal in manifesting. So if you cannot control the anxiety, if we cannot work on the anxiety, then you won't be able to practice patience. Number 2, when you have low self-love, you cannot lower your attachment to the thing that you desire. Right? So if you want something so badly, and the reason that you want it that badly is because you don't love yourself, and you don't really know, you've not come to understand what an amazing being you are, how unbelievable you are, how attractive and different and special you are, then you cannot attract that thing, because you are putting that thing on a pedestal above you, above your own self-love. And of course, that makes you not the creator of your world. If something else is above you, then you are not the creator of your world, and you won't be able to manifest. Number 3 is having good emotional self-control. If you are constantly reacting to everything that happens in your world, then what you are doing is reacting to the middle. And the more you react and emotionally react to that middle stage, the less possible it is for that thing that you want to come to be. Okay, all the greatest athletes in the world, the ones who like really are the 1%, the greatest performers, the greatest speakers, the top 1%, what they're able to do that others are not able to do is they have very high emotional self-control even in stressful situations, and they're able to perform at the highest level even under those stressful situations. And really manifesting works in the exact same way. Number 4 is when you don't have strong boundaries, you're actually putting out into the universe a concept of lack and thoughts of lack about yourself and what you're capable of having, because you are constantly bending over backwards for other people and breaking your own boundaries for your own self-love and self-protection to try and get that thing that you want. That puts you in a state of constantly chasing that thing that you want, and it does not allow that thing to come to you, which has the opposite effect. So having strong boundaries is actually a great thing and really helpful to being able to attract that which you want into your life. And number 5 is that you have a very strong fear of abandonment. And if you are scared that people are going to abandon you, reject you, not accept you, leave you, then that absolutely is what ends up manifesting. And until you deal with the fear internally and know that everything is okay and everything's going to be all right in the end, you are going to give off that vibration of fear and make a lot of poor decisions out of fear, have a lot of thoughts that are surrounding that fear, and that will continue to manifest in your world. What tends to happen when we fall into these 5 tendencies, these 5 behavioral tendencies, and then the beliefs and assumptions that go with them, is that we tend to see more of it in our world, and the more we see of it in our world, the more solidified it becomes in our mind, in our beliefs and our assumptions, and it just creates an unfortunate cycle which can be extremely frustrating to people and make them think that they cannot manifest what they'd like to in their world. All right, guys, I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, just give a like, a subscribe, and share with your friends. Put a comment down below. Let me know. Let's start a discussion about this topic and if this resonated with you, and I will see you guys in the next video.